Welcome to Lair the Alchemist, and welcome to a breaking news midweek. Maiden, we've got a live gig report for you. Two gigs, actually, Oslo and Stockholm from Bruce Dickinson and his Mandrake project tour. So we have returning to the Lair here from Maiden Stockholm from Dead Kosmonaut, Mattias, Reinhold's son. He got to see Bruce in Oslo. He saw him in Stockholm. Breaking news here. This was just what, 2 days ago you saw him no, yesterday you saw him in Stockholm, right? So it's still fresh
Yeah,
on your you still have Bruce on your brain.
I think I always has Bruce on my brain in some capacity.
All right, well, tell us
It's a
about
bit
these
awkward.
shows. Tell us about Oslo.
Yeah,
Tell us about what were your expectations? Did it live up to it? Set lists, venues, just the whole package. How was it?
the whole package. Well, I the tour, the gigging started it back in LA in April, and I tried to stay clear of spoilers and set lists and YouTube clips and stuff like that. But unfortunately, I just was almost like someone took the set list and just pushed it in my face. So I sort of gave up on the no set list spoilers pretty early on. But I have stayed way clear of watching YouTube clips so that I would listen with fresh ears, because it's a new band he's out with now, and I wanted to have like my own impression live, seeing the show with my own ears and eyes firsthand. So we went to Oslo, Norway, this past Sunday, and there was a place called Rockefeller, a great venue. I can't praise the place enough. It was absolutely super, like a intimate but rather large club with a huge balcony. So even though the place must have, this is my estimation, I don't really know the figures, but I would say that the venue would probably have been like 1.5, maybe even more people, and it was packed. It was sold out, but because of the balcony and all the levels, it was very intimate still. I was on the floor, just like second to the barrier or something like that, and the place was packed. Great audience, great place. The sound was good. The band was really, really good too. Like I said, I haven't seen any YouTube clips, but as you might know, you who are watching this, the band he uses is Dave Marino on the drums, and he's the guy who plays the drums on the actual album, the Mandrake project. And then he had a guitar player called Chris Leclerc, who is actually on the album too. He plays one solo. So I guess he's a friend of Roy Z or something like that. Was a bass player called Tanya O'Callahan, who's previously been out with Whitesnake, I think, touring with Whitesnake. And there was this actually a Swedish guitar player called Filip Näslund, who was a new face and name to me entirely. I haven't really heard of this guy before ever. Turns out he is like a professional songwriter, producer, and have been living in LA for quite a while. And Bruce, of course, and the keyboard player Mysteria, who also played on the Train of Souls album. So this was quite a large band. And I must say that the band looked to like they really enjoyed themselves. They were interacting with the audience. You could hear and see that they were listening to each other. Like if someone did something, and I don't mean that they made a fool out of themselves, but they were like, "Oh, I hear what you did there," and stuff like that. It's great to see pro players that actually seem to be in it,
Yeah.
like they were. So that was really, really nice. And I think the set list too, I know since I have been I try to stay clear of the setlist spoilers, but I know that they have been mixing up the setlist quite a bit during the tour. They have added songs, they took away some songs and added something else, and they have had even like alternate songs going in and out of the set. But as the tour has now come to Europe for a few weeks, it seems like the set has been more or less the same, I guess. So we got to hear in Oslo actually one song less than the show he did in Stockholm. In Stockholm, he played a venue called Gröna Lund, which is an amusement park. It's a place where they hold, like, you buy a season ticket for concerts and you get entrance to the show, to all the shows, and you can buy it for less than $50, which is quite amazing when you think of it. And they have like big names, and Bruce is one of the big names. Deep Purple is playing later this summer, but it's not restricted to rock or hard rock or anything. It's just something for everyone, so to speak. Unfortunately, the gig last night here in Stockholm was outdoors, and it was pouring down with rain.
Oh, no.
Well, we got one song more in Stockholm too, as compensation, I think. So I can take that. And it was quite a large audience. I think when they sell out the park, it's like 17,000 or something.
Wow.
But I have no idea how many were there last night. But in front of the stage, it was people as far as I could see back and so on. But I don't think it was close to 17,000 there. But like I said, I don't really know.
And he just played at Sweden Rock not that
Yeah.
long ago, so I'm a little surprised that. But I mean, how far away is Sweden Rock from Stockholm? A couple
Sweden
hours,
Rock
right?
it's about 6-7 hour drive
Oh,
south
okay. So
from
that's
Sweden.
far enough away that
Yeah.
it's not going to affect probably
No.
the fact that he played Sweden
I
Rock
think
and
even
then
it's
played this venue.
no, it's sometimes they do that. Like they have bands that they play Sweden Rock and then they do like this odd gig in Stockholm or something. I think the gig in Oslo was actually from. I think Oslo is even closer to Stockholm than the place in where they had hold Sweden Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
And he played there last Saturday.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. Spoiler alert from this point out. If you don't want to know the set list, we're going to talk about the set list from this point out. Tell us about the set list. Any surprises? How much stuff from the new album? Any Iron Maiden? Any curveballs?
Well, no Maiden. And for me, that's great because he's put out quite a few solo albums. And actually, I think it would be like, I mean, I love Maiden, but if I want to hear Maiden songs, I would go to a Maiden show.
Yeah.
So, and he's done quite a few really good albums himself. So I prefer him to be like Bruce solo guy doing only Bruce material. Actually, they had one cover in the set. They have this sort of jam session song called Frankenstein, which is a Edgar Winter Group song, an instrumental song. And Bruce even plays a bit of theremin in that song.
Okay.
And he does it quite well too, because I mean, if you play the theremin the wrong way, it could just end up like noises. I mean, how would you explain the theremin to anyone who doesn't know what a theremin is?
It's like gosh, what is that? Like an electrical? It looks like an electrical little. It's like just a little antenna. And when you put your hand close to it or pull it back, there's like some sort of electrical wave thing that creates this like sine wave type sound is that kind of noise.
I usually use like to say something to someone to make them understand is like if you see an old horror film from the 50s or something, they always have theremin.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. All right. So how about
So
from the new album? How much? What did he play, or how much did he
really
play from the new album?
surprisingly few, because he's done 4 songs earlier on the tour, but now he only did 3 songs.
Okay.
I don't really know why. Uh, the song that he cut out that he's been playing before is the song Many Doors to Hell,
Okay.
which to me is like an obvious single type of
Yeah.
song. But so why he chose to cut that, I have no idea. I would have loved. I like that song. It's a bit it's a bit ghost-ish in its
Hmm.
vibe, but I don't know. But one song that they added that they didn't play in the beginning of the tour was a Skunkworks song called Faith, which is really good. I'm a huge fan of the Skunkworks album, so uh, pretty early on in an interview I heard with Bruce, he said that he wouldn't play any songs of Skunkworks because he said that he thought the material from Skunkworks was like too different
Hmm.
for what he was trying to do now. But I don't know if someone in the band persuaded him to try out this song or if he just thought, what the hell, let's try it and see if it works. And Faith is a great song of the album and a great representative for anyone who is curious about Skunkworks. So that was really nice. I think most people who are familiar with Bruce and his solo career would say that The Chemical Wedding is like the
Hmm.
album, the defining album, sort of, from his solo career. And he did play the most songs of that album.
Okay.
And he even played like a song that I haven't heard live before from that album, which is like the big song, The Alchemist,
Hmm.
which is the closing track. And that was a bit of a surprise to me because, of course, it's a great song, but it's not really like a crowd pleaser type of choice. But kudos to him. And I would say the same would go for the song Jerusalem,
Hmm.
with the lyrics from the William Blake poem. But that's at the same time a semi-acoustic type of song, but they just played it brilliantly, and the audience was really into it. I think if I would talk about maybe a bit disappointing, I would say that the album he did before the Mandrake project was an album called Tyranny of Souls, which
Hmm.
came out like 20 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a good album. And at the beginning of the tour, he did a song called Abduction. And that song is still in the set, but it seems to be like the only Tyranny of Souls song that he's been doing this tour. But as the tour has progressed, they have added a song called, excuse me, Navigate the Seas of the Sun, which is also
Yeah.
a very good song.
Yeah. I like that song. Yeah.
Yeah, but to me, I think they could have done like one more song. I would love to hear a song called Kill Devil Hill, for example,
Yeah.
which I think would be like a proper monster if they did that live. But 2 songs of Tyranny of Souls, an album he didn't tour. I don't know, but a tiny bit of disappointment for me personally.
How long did he play for?
He played. I didn't actually time it.
Standard
Was it?
hour and 15 minutes, probably.
And now it was more than 1.5. I
Oh,
think.
wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a proper headline uh, length of a set with all the intros and outros. I think it was like 150 even something.
Wow.
But
Is
I didn't time it, so I was lost in the music. I forgot about the time.
and his voice sounded good.
Really, really good. Actually, I didn't know this because I've been trying to stay away from spoilers, like I said. But he apparently had to cancel a few gigs, like the other week,
Oh, really?
because he had like a proper cold. And during the gig in Oslo, he was blowing his nose between every song.
Oh, wow.
but you couldn't hear that. I mean, it was quite amazing that he that he pulled it off the way he did. I would even go as far as saying that some of the new songs, like the Mandrake songs, even sounded better live, performed live now than on the album, even.
Yeah.
Which is a bit mind blowing, even. But
Yeah, I'm looking right now. He played 16 songs in Stockholm,
mm,
including the encore. So yeah, that's a good set. That's a good set list.
yeah,
All right. Well, yeah, there we go. Bruce, he's more than halfway through the tour at this point. We were looking at the dates before this. I think I hope that he has some plans to come over to the US. He only did that one California show right at the beginning
mm,
this tour. I gosh, I would think he could at least do like New York, LA, Chicago, the big cities, go and
yeah, yeah.
hit all the big cities and do really well. So I'm hoping that he does come back. He's got what was about 15 shows left on this tour. I think he's in like Turkey and stuff like that, places,
Yeah.
for a little while, and then the tour ends. So maybe he's gonna I have no idea what the is going on in the world of Iron Maiden as far as their, you know, plans at the
They're
moment.
going on tour. They're going to end the Future Past tour this autumn.
Okay.
So before the year has ended, they will have ended the tour Future Past with more dates.
Well, then that doesn't
But
really leave a lot of time for Bruce to, it's pretty much his
no,
tour is going to end and then he's going to be doing Maiden.
yeah, something like that. But he said both in Oslo and in Stockholm too that you ain't seen the last of this band. We are going to keep this band together and we'll be back.
Wow. Okay.
So let's see.
Yeah.
And the like I said, they see the band seem to have a bit of a chemistry. And the thing that which is a bit curious, that I'm a bit curious is about that Bruce's main songwriting partner for his solo material is, and have for the most part been, Roy C.
Hmm.
And when he says that he's going to keep this band together, does that include Roy, or in what capacity
Yeah.
will he be back? Because frankly, he pulled out of this tour. I mean, Roy C. And he's done that before. And I don't know. They said something about uh, studio commitments
Yeah.
colliding with dates, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. My gut feeling is that maybe Roy isn't that into playing live or going on
Yeah.
long tours. But then again, it's just my speculation. I have no idea.
And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with Bruce having kind of like a studio situation, and then he goes out with some young guys, a band that he plays live with. I think at this point in his career, I'm totally fine with that. So I guess we'll
Mm,
see. All right. So any
we'll
final
see.
thoughts? Any final thoughts on Bruce, two nights, two Bruce shows?
Just that I want more. And I mean, I know there were songs that he had played early on on the tour that I would love to have heard, like Dark Side of Aquarius.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah,
had done a song called Gods of War previously from the Bolster Picasso
yeah.
album. So I mean, yeah, I really enjoyed the set. I think it was really good. Like I said, I enjoyed the band. I want more of this. I
Did
think
you
it's
did you see the Sweden Rock set list? I wonder if he varied that up from, you know, since they
no,
were close to the.
I think there were like 12 songs or something.
Okay, it was a little shorter.
So it was just shorter and no encores.
Okay.
And for the
All
encores,
right.
he did in Stockholm. He did Book of Thel and The Tower
Nice.
and Navigates the Seas of the Sun. So they missed out on that on Sweden Rock.
All right. If you've seen Bruce out there already, let us know in the comments down below. If you're going to be seeing him, let us know in the comments. If you're hoping that he comes around and does a US tour, let us know in the comments down below. I'd like to thank Matthias for this breaking news episode. Last minute. Thanks, Matthias, and I'm sure we'll see you here back at the Lair for another midweek Maiden or who knows what. So, all right, everybody. Till we see you again. Stay heavy, stay metal.